everybody, welcome back to Rebuilding the Game Wall, my series where I go through some of the games that I picked up in the past couple of years in the process of rebuilding the game shelves right behind me. And we go through them and I tell you basically how much I paid for them, tally it up at the very end, and that's the basic summary for those of you who are new. So originally this episode was supposed to be focused on first-person shooters. I already had that video fully recorded, but I realized it's nearly Halloween already, and I haven't gotten anything out for the holiday. So unfortunately, that video will have to be postponed till November, because for the rest of October, the next couple of episodes of Rebuilding the Game Wall are going to be survival horror based. So let's take a look at some of the games that I picked up recently. So I got two PS2 titles here, and well, I decided to group them together because they're both basically two parts of the same game. And that is for Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and Resident Evil Outbreak 2. These two games are very underrated. I personally feel that they're some of the best Resident Evil experiences at the time. Actually, I have a pretty fun story about this. When I originally played these on the PlayStation 2 Online was very primitive compared to Xbox Live. And for these games, there was no voice chat whatsoever. You had specific little, phrases and stuff you can say to other players, and sure, they would hear it. It wasn't that intuitive, but it added to the tension. And I really do love these games. I really do wish they would get some type of remaster with an updated graphical engine and some updated servers, because these two games were fun to play online. The loading times do detract from them, however, but I have to say, these games I have so many fond memories of, and Resident Evil fans know what I'm talking about. These games were great. Fun story, I remember getting lost in the zoo level in File 2 online, and I was left behind basically, left to my own devices, and it was a nightmare getting through that level. However, one person actually waited up for me and came back, and that was great. We all died at the end by the elephant though. So for the first Outbreak, I only paid $13.15. However, for File 2, which is a little more on the rarer side and a little more expensive, I paid a total of $35.46. But if you're a Resident Evil fan, definitely pick these up if you get the chance. Next up, we have an obscure survival horror game, and it goes by the name of Obscure. This game didn't get that much coverage at the time. I believe it came out towards the tail end of that console generation, and it was a budget price title if I remember correctly. Trying to get this nowadays is absolutely ridiculous. I paid $105.99 for this. Remember, that's including shipping and taxes, but damn, that's just for the Xbox version, okay? The PS2 version is even more expensive, which is ridiculous. But anyways, I played a little bit of this. It's pretty decent. It's about a bunch of high schoolers, it's the typical 80s slasher movie stereotypes, but they're all in this school and things are going horribly wrong because of some type of fungus that pollinates when people have intercourse. I kid you not, the story for this is ridiculous, the characters are kind of ridiculous, but from what I played so far, it's actually pretty decent. And anybody ever played this game before, besides me? I know I'm not the only one who paid a lot of money for this one, did I? Moving on. Next up, we have Lifeline on the PS2. This is a game that I always wanted to pick up at the time, but the reviews for it weren't that favorable. Nowadays, I don't give a damn about review scores. I purchase games nowadays because I just want to. This game caught my attention again, and I was like, I really should pick this up. I picked it up, tried it. I can't play it because I don't got a USB mic from my PS2. So I gotta get one of those in order to play this game. That's right, it's a survival horror game that actually uses voice commands and voice input through a USB headset in order to play. It's weird, it's very weird, but I've never gotten a chance to play it. Thankfully the disc works from what I could tell. It is what it is. I paid $58.30 for this one. It was a bit on the pricey side, but it came complete in manual. It's kind of mint, and it's even got that little sticker up there for new PS2 games. That just, oh man, it shivers my timbers. And once again, I got two original Xbox games here, both horror based on the same series. It's The Suffering and The Suffering, The Ties That Bind, its sequel. These games I've always wanted to check out. I remember my cousin telling me about them, may she rest in peace. She enjoyed these games for what they were, and I never gave them a chance. So I finally picked them up, and I didn't pay too much for them. I paid $20.46 for the first one and $13.77 for the second one. You're this convict that's like locked up in this prison where all the bad shit is going down, and there's all these nasty looking creatures, and it's very weird, very out there, but they're not bad. They're actually pretty good, and I would like to see them get a remastered treatment, kind of like the Blood Rain games are. These were Midway games, actually. Bam, remember Midway? So yeah, these are pretty good. However, they give me motion sickness. I don't know what it is. There's a first-person mode and a third-person mode, but something about the camera, it just, I can't play it for long periods of time because it just kind of drives me nuts. But the suffering. And last but not least on today's episode, I have Run Like Hell. Comes with a free soundtrack featuring Breaking Benjamin. And I feel like a lot of games back then had Breaking Benjamin in them because Breaking Benjamin was freaking awesome. Anyways, yeah, Run Like Hell is a very interesting horror game. It's like it's got this pursuit mechanic where you're just kind of running from these enemies, and it's very awkward gameplay wise. It's kind of got like these fixed camera angles. The gunplay is kind of awkward. I mean, for its time, it was kind of the status quo, but it's alright from what I played so far. However, I gotta give him props for having my boy Lance Henriksen in there. You could tell this guy's voice right away just by listening to that grovelly voice, and I freaking love it. It's Bishop from Aliens, come on, man.
Every day, good men live like rebels and are cast as evil by the very people they save.
The game was even supposed to have some downloadable content, but unfortunately I can't access that anymore. And I only paid $9.33 for Run Like Hell on the original Xbox. So I just did the calculations for how much all these games cost me at the time, combined, and $256.46?
Jesus!
No wonder I'm in debt. So anyways, this was episode 6 of Rebuilding the Game Wall. Remember, it's horror-based theme because it's Halloween this month, and well, the next episode will be a continuation of the same theme, survival horror. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this episode was enjoyable and fun to watch. Is that a spider web? Get off. Remember, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already and you enjoy my content. Anyways, I'll see you soon for what is probably the most expensive Rebuilding the Game Wall episode yet.